Hey YouTube, this is Trish Pickard coming at you with a new video. I haven't been around for a while because I haven't really made anything interesting that you'd like to see. I've been making some pretty simple meals, so we're going to come at you with a cabbage meal. It's cabbage casserole using brown rice because brown rice is healthier than white rice. But I'm going to do it all from start to finish with you. I'll tell you the little breaks in between because brown rice takes a little bit longer. I'm going to cook the cabbage with you so you can see how I cook my cabbage. And I'm going to put a little bit of garlic and a little bit of onion with a little bit of butter and salt and pepper in with the cabbage. It's going to probably be a whole cabbage because of the fact that I need some that are like a little bit more done and some that are less done, because when I put it in the oven they'll all get done and it'll be like a little bit different. Okay, so there's several steps to it. That's why I said we're gonna do this together, all from the beginning to the end together. And I have my water because I've been getting a little dry lately, so please don't mind that with me. I know that you don't really want to hear the coughing. Oh, let me get the good stuff. What am I doing? Bad. I gotta get that good stuff. That. I like to use that. So let's start this off right with some real butter. Not everybody likes cabbage, of course, and I understand that, so I wasn't a person that really liked cabbage except for corned beef and cabbage, but I have found other ways to enjoy cabbage. I've had it in a soup once that I didn't know was in there, but it came out really good. But when you don't know something's in there, then you find out it's in there, and you like it. Because some people will put cabbage in their soup, and you're wondering, what's that taste? Or you look at it and you think that it's something completely different. Okay, I'm putting about 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic in with the ground beef, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic in with the cabbage. And you set your oven to 350, okay? But I'm not going to set my oven because it'll get way too hot in my house. And that's not good for anybody right now because heat is not my friend. Okay. Cut this onion up. And I know a lot of people would rather just have this pre-done, but I don't want you guys to feel like you're getting shortchanged on a recipe, because there's sometimes I have to go down in the description below because something was missing. And that's not fair that you have to do that. You didn't come and see a recipe to have to go read a whole bunch of stuff. Let me get this. Let's see. Okay. This is because the brown rice is probably going to take about half hour or so, depending on. And because of how much I'm doing for 1 pound of ground beef, I'm gonna do just like as if I were to be making it for the stuffed bell peppers. I make the same amount of rice. So there's a few different twists to this one than than the regular. Okay, that's that. And then I gotta put. Okay, I got the rice started. Okay. And this is how I'm gonna do the first half of the cabbage. Because it's going to go into a casserole dish and go in the oven right here on the other side. So let's get this cabbage started too. Okay, then we'll move you over to the stove so you can see all the different pots going at the same time. And I'll cut up the last of the cabbage when I get there. You don't need to see that. At least you saw half of it, but I'll tell you when I do the other half. Well, you'll hear it, I think, but you won't need to see it. Okay. And then the rice, start on medium, and the cabbage start on medium. Okay. Just make sure you keep an eye on everything. Cook the cabbage with some salt and some pepper, and like I said, some garlic and butter. For some reason, salt helps the cabbage break down. I don't know why that is. And you're going to need the diced tomatoes and the tomato sauce in the ground beef when we drain it off. But we're not going to do that yet. Oh. Okay. The rice is already coming to a crazy boil. Okay. So take it to low, put a lid on it, it says. And set a timer. That's that. Okay. Now we're going to move over here and see how the cabbage started. Whoa. Okay. I guess that really wanted to be open. It wanted to join the party. But it doesn't. Okay. That's, and you should be hearing frying of that. And then, and what it is that's exactly what it's doing. It's kind of frying the cabbage. Or sauteing the cabbage, really. It's not technically frying. Because there's butter, I can see the butter and stuff. And in the meat, the seasonings are salt, pepper, garlic, and, oh, wrong side. And some Italian seasoning while it's cooking. Let me get a drink of water real quick. See, and a lot of people are unless they're just boiling it or cooking it with corned beef and cabbage in the oven. Cabbage is one of those things where they are very, very afraid of it, or they don't want to work with it at all. And for many a time, I was in that category of not really wanting to work with it. But over time, I've gotten more comfortable with working with cabbage. It helps with the gut. And it's almost like you got a lot of vegetables and stuff like that, or like a lot of nutrients, sorry, not vegetables, a lot of nutrients in cabbage. A lot of people think, like cabbage is almost like a head of lettuce that's hard. They make coleslaw out of it. There's red and there's this green. You can get both and do the same thing I'm doing if you prefer the red. But I'm so used to working with just the green because I've used it about 3 times. I've used it and had a half a head of cabbage for something, I don't remember. Oh, I had corned beef and cabbage, and I bought a small corned beef. Well, I didn't want to use. I used a head and a half of cabbage because my husband and I both love corned beef and cabbage, but we both like cabbage that much that we had a head of cabbage left. And the next day, all I did was boil off the cabbage because we ate up literally all the cabbage, and we didn't have no cabbage for the next day, but we had corned beef. So it was one of those situations where it was like we had left had meat, but we didn't have no cabbage, so I just boiled it off, and we were fine with that. So, did I turn that on? Oh, no, I sure didn't. I was wondering why I didn't hear no bubble and brew in the bag. I put the ground beef on, and I didn't hear any bubbling brewing. I'm just talking to y'all because I haven't spoke with you for a long time with my friends about all the little stuff I've done. Yesterday I made chicken and dumplings for dinner, and those were delicious. But like I said, there's so many people that have made that chicken and dumplings that I just don't feel like I want to crowd that. I mean, I understand everybody does it a little bit differently. I cook my chicken in chicken broth all, until it falls off the bone. And then I debone it, deskin it, the whole thing. Anyway. So I do it completely different than typically people would. And all I do is I just put onions in it. Everybody does theirs differently, like I said. And I got a wooden spoon because I'm using one of my pans that don't do well with metal. So I'll have to get another one because I just put it in raw meat, and now I don't want to put it in there. So, and I gotta cut up the rest of the cabbage. And my dog is underfoot. It's just my dog. He's a little baby that feels he needs to be right underneath foot if he can get to me. Oh, I gotta turn this down. The edges are getting a little bit, I'm not happy with those edges. I think that's the onion more than it is the cabbage, because cabbage has a lot of water. But I'm not, yeah, that is the onion. Okay, that is onion. It looks like that. That's not the cabbage. Yep, that's the onion. That looks like that. Okay. Let me get that bottom. Put that over there. Get over there. Plus, I've been helping my husband a little bit since he had his surgery, so I've been wanting to help him on his road to recovery, and so far, so good. Looking better, and things are looking up for him, so I'm trying to do my best to help him out, because the things that I normally wouldn't be able to do, I've been able to muster up and figure out ways of doing without having to be calling family or friends or whatever to do it for us. So it's been pretty life-changing for me to learn that I'm a little bit more capable of things than I thought I was. For some reason, it smells like it needs a little bit more. I'll put some here. I've had this one other time, and I don't even remember who in the family made it. Like, I don't. I'm not even going to try to muster up in my mind who made it. Or if it was at a friend's house, or maybe I should have put the onions on the top. Oh well. Oh, and I got my light fixed too. I should have been having that on so you can see what's going on everywhere. If I can, lost track of what I was doing for a second. Sorry, guys. Lost track. I lose track. So that's that, and I'll show you back there. It's just ground beef with the seasoning so far. There's nothing like really spectacular going on back there no more. But see how the cabbage and onions and spices broke down? That's the main thing. Is you have to cook out quite a bit of the water out of the cabbage. You don't want to cook it all out though, because it can get dry on you. But when you add the diced tomatoes and the tomato sauce, it'll bring, quite a bit of it back. And when you add the rice will suck some of the sauce back too. So you have to find that happy medium balance in your cooking. about where you want things to look and where you want it to taste and things like that. And that's what I deal with when it comes to cabbage, is how I want it to look. See how beautiful that cabbage is starting to look. And a lot of people think that, you know, oh my God, that looks frightening. No, that's just onion and butter. That's it. There's nothing frightening about it. And I gotta find a recycling or a oil, because my brother and sister-in-law got me a coffee pot, so I have to find a place to put bad oil now, because I usually use empty cans, but I usually don't buy a lot of canned goods. I usually buy a lot of frozen food, frozen vegetables. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. If anybody has any tricks for that, put them in the comments below. And I'm going to give these cabbage a few more minutes to go, and then we can work on the ground beef, because the ground beef is almost done too. I'll just have to drain it off and finish that part. Because we're going to mix it all together in the instead of it being like, you know, one pot, like the stuffed bell pepper casserole or the bell pepper casserole is. This is 3 pots, and then it goes into one, and then so it's still technically a 1 pot now. Let me check on this cabbage. Okay, the ground beef is done. And see, for 2 people, this is the perfect amount of cabbage. I thought that I was going to have to use the other half, but I'll just make another meal of this in a week or so. way down. And I probably will cook the other half of that cabbage. Okay, turn this off for now. So I get all this out. Because I'm going to cook the other half of the cabbage. So it'll take about, this cabbage didn't take that long, only about 15-20 minutes at that. So I can either, you can stick around with me, or I can fix it up real quick. Off camera, and I'll be back with you when it cooked. So, but I'll probably do it with you so you can see. But I won't put any more onions because I think it's gonna have enough onions. I will add more butter. So. Okay. So let's move this. This burner forward. I'll probably cook the other part of the cabbage. Okay, this might need some water. Oh yeah, this is going to need some water right now. And this don't have the rice in it. See? Oh, let me get a drink. Let me put you up.
You still filming?
Yeah. Okay. This is all together. And then we're going to take a short break while I cook the rest of the cabbage because I think this is enough cabbage, but when you add the rice and a little bit more water, it's probably going to need it. So, I will be right back with you in a second when I cook the other part of the cabbage. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I got the brown rice in with the cooked cabbage. I'm cooking the other cabbage. Like I said, I was going to cook it off camera, but I already started it. I put the cabbage in with the brown rice in with the cooked cabbage that you had seen me cook and all that. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this because I don't think that, I think it's going to soak up all the juices. And it's going to be kind of a little bit on the dry side if I don't get some water in here. But I'm making some, okay. So, let me get some water in there. If you hear a big clunk, that's my ice machine. I'm making ice. Just ignore it. I mean, I know it's hard to ignore. Probably gonna need more water than that, so let's try that much for now. And then I'm making some cabbage sheets, I guess. You would call them sheets. I don't know what they're called. Leaves. I don't know. For to put in the bottom of the, okay, and this is now ready, because what I'm going to do is, well, I have to cook the rest of that cabbage, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cabbage right here that I'm cooking and put it on the bottom, cook the rest of the regular cabbage in there, put it in there, put it in the main casserole, put it on top, kind of mix it around a little bit, put a little bit of water on it, and cook it in the oven. Because almost everything has to cook in the oven. I don't know why, but I think they have to get happy together or something. They have to mesh together their flavors or something. I don't know. Move things to the sink that we don't need anymore. Okay. Alright, I think that's good. I'm not throwing in the okay. Alright. Alright. Gotta get some more butter in there. Okay. There we go. Okay, we'll be back when everything's ready to go in together. Okay, that's what it looks like. Then we put it in the oven at 350 for about 25 minutes. Take it out, and you have dinner. And we'll be back for a taste test. Okay, I cooked this. Y'all covered it with aluminum foil. Baked it for 25 minutes. Now we're gonna serve her up. I always, everybody knows, I serve up my husband's first, and then I serve up myself. Okay. And to get the big pieces off the bottom, I'm gonna probably have to get the tongs or something. Now they're good. Oh, there we go. And I made some extra biscuits on the side. Let's get some butter in that. That was just my lid. No big deal. Okay. And I'll be back to get mine, and we'll have a taste test in just 1 second. Okay, now let's have our little taste test. It's probably going to taste the same as the bell pepper casserole. Don't mind my hair. I washed and dried it yesterday and just throwed it up. So don't mind my hair. Looking a little wild. I know I'm yapping my flapping my yap, but I'm gonna try to let this cool down before I put it in my mouth. Mmm. Wow. I hope you give that recipe a try. And remember, if you have nothing nice to say to somebody or about somebody, don't say anything at all. Bye.